can actually tell everyone now he led the great race.
Sure did.
Don't think he won't.
Paul Morris there helping Tony Longhurst get strapped in. What a disappointing day for him, not getting a stint behind the wheel with that unfortunate incident involving Denny Hulme.
Sorry, Gary, car 25 was in position 3. This pit stop will drop them back, and Tony's yelling at the crew. He's having these major demisting problems on the front window as well. This is quite a long stop for the B&H crew, and the main problem seems to be this fogging up. And really need everything going for you in these thick, foggy conditions. There's the 18 car. And the problem here is that car 17 is in before them.
Now Longhurst can't get out. He's being held up by the 18 car.
Oh, desperate stuff.
Tony will be furious about this.
Well, he's got a lot of time to catch up. Pace car on the way.
He's trying to push it out with his fist. That's how frustrated he is.
Common problem here is keeping the windscreens clean and under mist. There's been some amazing tricks tried. The Glenn Seaton Ford's been using Coca-Cola on the premise that the water might at least stick to the sticky surface and drip, whereas Brocky earlier was using half-cut apples on the inside in the hope he'd get it slippery and the fog wouldn't stick. At least in the shell pit they've gone for somewhat more conventional means.
Martha Gardner could be giving tips here.
Mate, there are so many home handy tips around here today, it's amazing. If you can give me one to keep me dry, I'll be delighted.
Car 15 also in pit lane.
It's a hell of a way to make a living, isn't it, really? It's atrocious, honestly. In all my years of motor racing, it's the worst conditions I've ever seen.
Pace car goes through our shot there, pursued by car 72, I think it was.
These conditions are becoming absolutely appalling.
Look at that rain now. That's sheeting down. That's torrential rain.
It's a torrent. There's our track cam on the way out of
Look at that.
Repco corner, and that gives you some idea. You might as well stick a camera in the middle of a river. Look at the water there.
The view from up here in race control is it's a little drier, but I tell you, it must be pretty worrying out there, Tim.
Well, it is worrying, but we've just had a weather report from Orange, where the weather is coming from. The advice is that this weather passed through half an hour ago, and that it is lifting. As you can see, actually, when you look out now, it's much lighter. We were going to keep the pace car out until the circuit's what we would call raceable. It'll still be very wet, but of course we've got a lot of streams running across the road, and once that is cleared up, we'll restart the race.
There's nothing else that makes for an interesting day's racing.
It makes for a long day's racing.
Cars under the pace car, we should get away to a start next time around.
Lights are off.
That's definite, yep.
When the lights come off on the pace car, that indicates there's one lap to go behind the pace car, and racing can resume when it pulls into the pit entry. So
a number of incidents that we have covered here today, none more tragically than the accident involving Denny Hulme, 56 years of age, World Formula One champion in 1967, second at Le Mans, the 24-hour race of 66, US Can-Am Sport Car champion 68-70, first in the class here at Bathurst in 1990, and it was his 10th Bathurst start. And the sad news is that Denny Hulme has passed away in Bathurst Hospital following that incident earlier today down Pitt Straight, where he struck the wall and came off across the circuit into the other side of the wall. His friends and obviously his relatives have been informed. Most of them are here at the circuit. So to all those close friends, those hundreds of thousands of friends of Denny Hulme who watched him race in a marvellous career, we pass on our sincere condolences. And the order still, the number 1 car, Jimmy Richards, Mark Scaife, Mark in the car at the moment, leading the great race over Anders Olofsson in the second Winfield Nissan, and Tony Longhurst, the 25 Benson and Hedges car, running in 3rd spot. 4th is John Boundick Johnson in the 17 Shell Sierra, and the Mark Gibbs car still in there, hanging in there despite all the problems, and they're followed by car number 16, Alan Grice and Win Percy. So we go back to racing.
The battle-scarred Peter Jackson Sierra leads them across the line for the first time. The leaders begin to pick their way through the back markers. The Winfield Nissan's tucked in there.
That was a bit of late braking there, but it looked like it was perhaps Manuel Reuter.
Sure was. So, after dozens of laps behind the pace car, we're back to racing in the 2-ish 1000. Let's hope the weather continues to lift. There we are. A bit of low-level cloud, but visibility improving all the time. Mark Scaife at the wheel of the Winfield Nissan GTR. the car that once again won the Australian Touring Car Championship, second year in succession. Mark Scaife, boy, what a career he's having. 25 years of age, and he's won just about everything there is to win in Australian motorsport. Australian Touring Car Champion, Bathurst winner, Australian Gold Star Champion. Now he's won a category in off-road racing. He's also Australian 2-litre champ. He's got an enormous pedigree developed over a very short period of time. Mark Scaife, hard at work.
In Mazda Forest Elbow, car number 3, the Lansvale Smash Repairs Commodore, driven by Ashby and Reed.
Trevor Ashby was at the wheel.
And they were running 15th, but they've gone straight ahead and not taken the left-hand turn. They've gone out into the grassy area there and banged into the tyre wall.
That's Trevor Ashby. You can see standing above the wall there, helmet in hand. Pace car is on the track as it had to be until they can clear this out of that corner. So this is the 4th time.
We might have a look at the replay now, Gary, and see exactly what happened. Oops, I know what's happening. Straight under the camera, and he's gone straight into the wall. Well, as soon as he got off the blacktop, and I think it locked up, there was nothing there. There he goes, straight into the tyre wall, just at Mazda Forest Elbow. Cars travelling close behind were able to get through, of course, because the car wasn't blocking the track, but it's not really something you want to leave in Mazda corner for the remainder of the race and have someone else run off and do exactly the same thing. The car's still coming down. Will only be a lap or so under the pace car, I would think. Dickie Johnson. Gee, I tell you what, he is hanging on like you couldn't believe today. It's a day for the old pros, Dick.
You never know, Mike, do you?
Do you never know? Do you reckon you could, if you could do a pit stop for a bit of a 4-wheel drive adjustment, it would help?
Oh, mate, you wouldn't believe. Bowie, this is Bowie's car that he used all year.
Yeah.
And you know, he likes, you know, these little bits and pieces in the car. He's fairly fussy, you know. And he's got pipes coming. There's more donkey's things in here than I've ever seen in my whole life. They're here. And all they're doing is filling up with water and blowing water all over the inside of the windscreen. So I need a wiper on the inside as well as the outside.
So how's the car running?
It's fantastic. It really is fantastic. But as I said, what are we? Almost halfway, but gee, we've still got a long way to go.
Yes, there is a long way to go. If it goes full distance, I hope you got a good set of floodlights.
Well, I tell you what, I don't think I've got any floodlights. The lights are covered on the front, so I might have to get a couple of one of those ones with the stick-on doobies on the side here.
Dick, what's it feel like when you're running in these appalling conditions and the turbo cuts in? You must lose all traction at over 200 k's.
I can tell you, Doug, it's like chewing the leg on a chocolate frog. It's about that much fun.
It's not an experience I can relate to, but I'll take your word for it. Dick Johnson.
The great race will continue. We'll be back to green flag racing in just a moment, because the pace car has the light off and it is bringing the field down the straight as the number 10 Moffat car, the Synovus Vitamins entry, is back in the pits.
Okay, we're running in 9th position at the time they went to the pits, but they'll want to get a move on with racing about to resume.
You can see how that line's drying out, Gary. It's going to affect the tyre selections. I know that the Shell team are down there with